The sun burned hot over the plains of Moab. From the rocky ridges, King Balak of Moab stood gazing out across the land. Below him, spread out like a sea of tents, was the encampment of Israel. They had come out of Egypt by miracles, destroyed kings like Sihon and Og, and now they were camped on his very borders. Fear knotted Balak's stomach. "They are too many," he whispered, his voice trembling. "Like oxen grazing a field, they will lick up everything we own. If they rise against us, we are finished." His advisers gathered around him, equally restless. "O king," one of them said, "there is a man across the Euphrates, Balaam son of Beor. He is a seer. Those he blesses are blessed, and those he curses are cursed. Send for him. Let him curse Israel for us, that their strength may fail." Balak nodded quickly. "Yes, if armies cannot stop them, perhaps curses can." Messengers were dispatched with gifts, rich treasures of silver and gold, and words of urgency. They rode swiftly northward, seeking Balaam in Pethor. Balaam was no ordinary diviner. He had a reputation that spread far and wide, both feared and respected. Unlike common sorcerers who muttered spells, Balaam claimed to hear from the true God, the one whose name the Hebrews called Yahweh. When the Moabite princes arrived, they bowed respectfully. "Balaam, son of Beor, we come on behalf of Balak king of Moab. A people has come out of Egypt, mighty and countless. They cover the face of the land. Come, curse them for us. Perhaps we may drive them away." Balaam stroked his beard, pretending calm, though inside his heart leapt at the thought of reward. Yet he spoke cautiously. "Spend the night here. I will inquire what the Lord will say to me." That night, in visions of the night, God spoke to Balaam. "Do not go with them. Do not curse the people, for they are blessed." When morning came, Balaam told the princes, "Go back to your land, for the Lord refuses to give me permission." They returned to Balak with the disappointing news. But Balak was not a man to accept refusal. He sent again, this time, princes more numerous and more distinguished, bearing greater promises. "Balaam," they said with flattery, "let nothing hinder you. Our king offers you great honor. Whatever you ask shall be yours. Only come, curse this people for us." Balaam's eyes glittered at their words, yet he masked his greed with piety. "Even if Balak gave me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the command of the Lord my God. Stay the night, and I will hear what else the Lord will say." That night, God came again. "If the men have come to call you, rise and go with them. But only the word that I speak shall you do." Morning dawned. Balaam rose eagerly, saddled his donkey, and set out with the princes of Moab. But his eagerness betrayed his heart. He wanted the reward. He wanted the honor. And though God permitted him to go, his anger burned at the greed and blindness that guided Balaam's steps. As Balaam rode, his donkey plodded faithfully beneath him. Suddenly, unseen to Balaam's eyes, the angel of the Lord stood in the road with a drawn sword. The donkey saw. Its ears twitched, its body trembled, and it veered off the path into a field. Balaam, blind to the danger, grew furious. "You stupid beast!" he shouted, striking the donkey with his staff. The angel moved further ahead, standing in a narrow path between vineyards, walls on either side. Again the donkey saw, and it pressed close to the wall, crushing Balaam's foot. He roared in pain and struck it again. The angel advanced a third time, this time in a narrow place where there was no room to turn. The donkey, seeing the sword gleaming, collapsed under Balaam. Rage consumed the prophet. He beat the animal fiercely with his staff. Then something impossible happened. The donkey's mouth opened, and words flowed like speech. What have I done to you, that you have beaten me these 3 times? Balaam, in his madness, did not even pause to marvel. He shouted back, as though arguing with a man, "You have made a fool of me. If I had a sword, I would kill you right now." The donkey replied calmly, "Am I not your own donkey, on which you have ridden all your life until this day? Have I ever acted this way before?" Balaam faltered, "No." Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes. Suddenly he saw the angel of the Lord standing with sword drawn, blazing with holiness. Balaam's heart dropped into terror. He fell on his face to the ground. The angel spoke sternly, "Why have you beaten your donkey? Behold, I came to oppose you because your way is reckless before me. The donkey saw me and turned aside. If it had not turned, surely I would have killed you and let it live." Balaam stammered, trembling, "I have sinned. I did not know you stood in the way. If it displeases you, I will turn back." But the angel said, "Go with the men, but speak only the word I tell you." Shaken, Balaam rose, humbled outwardly, though deep inside his greed still smoldered. Balak came out to meet Balaam with eager relief. "At last, why did you delay? Am I not able to honor you?" Balaam replied cautiously, "I have come, but I cannot speak anything on my own. Only what God puts in my mouth, that shall I speak." Balak led him to the high places of Baal, where he could see a portion of Israel's camp. Their sacrifices were offered 7 altars, 7 bulls, 7 rams. Balaam went aside to seek God, and the word of the Lord came to him. Returning, Balaam lifted his voice. "How shall I curse whom God has not cursed? How shall I denounce whom the Lord has not denounced? From the heights I see them a people dwelling apart, not reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, or number the 4th part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and may my end be like theirs." Balak's face darkened. "What have you done to me? I brought you to curse my enemies, and you have blessed them." Balaam shrugged. "Must I not speak what the Lord puts in my mouth?" Balaam's sandals slapped against the hard earth as he rose at dawn. His heart was conflicted somewhere between fear of God's warning and the promise of riches Balak had dangled before him. He saddled his donkey, the faithful animal that had carried him countless miles through rugged paths, across dusty plains, and up winding hills. This time, however, the donkey would carry him into a confrontation far greater than he imagined. The angel in the road. As Balaam rode steadily toward Moab with 2 of his servants trailing behind, something invisible to him suddenly appeared ahead. The Lord had dispatched an angel, sword drawn, standing directly in the road. His face was like fire, his presence dreadful, but Balaam's eyes were blind to the reality. The donkey, however, saw. Her ears pricked forward, and she froze. With a shudder, she veered suddenly off the path and into a field, pressing Balaam's legs uncomfortably against the brush. "What are you doing?" Balaam snapped, yanking the reins. In frustration, he struck her with his staff. But the angel did not move. A second time, as the road narrowed between vineyard walls, the donkey again stopped short, pressing herself against the wall. Balaam's ankle scraped painfully, and his anger flared. He struck the donkey harder, his heart burning with rage, his mind utterly blind to what she saw. Then, for a third time, the angel advanced to a place where there was no way to turn, only a narrow stretch with walls on both sides. The donkey could not go around. Instead, she sank to the ground beneath Balaam, trembling. Humiliation consumed him. His servants were watching. This stubborn animal was making him look weak, foolish, and powerless. And so Balaam, blinded by his pride, struck the donkey a third time with all his might. At that moment, the Lord opened the donkey's mouth. With human clarity, the beast that had always been silent turned her head slightly and said, "What have I done to you, that you have struck me these 3 times?" Balaam, in his rage, did not even pause to marvel at the impossibility of what he had just heard. Instead, he shouted back as though arguing with a person, "Because you have mocked me. If I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you right now." The donkey's voice trembled, but her words were steady. "Am I not your donkey, which you have ridden all your life to this day? Have I ever behaved this way toward you before?" And Balaam, breathless, admitted, "No." It was then that the Lord opened Balaam's eyes. Before him stood the angel of the Lord, sword blazing in the sun, blocking the road. Balaam collapsed, face to the ground, his staff falling from his hand. The angel's voice thundered, "Why have you struck your donkey these 3 times? Behold, I came out to oppose you because your way is perverse before me. The donkey saw me and turned aside from me these 3 times. If she had not turned, surely I would have killed you by now and spared her." The words cut Balaam like a blade. A prophet of God, yet he had been blind. His donkey had seen more clearly than he. In brokenness, Balaam cried out, "I have sinned. I did not know that you stood in the road against me. Now therefore, if it is evil in your sight, I will turn back." But the angel commanded, "Go with the men, but speak only the word that I tell you." The road was no longer about Balaam's pride, nor about the promise of gold. It was about whether he would submit to God's will or continue down the perilous path of self-deception. The servants whispered among themselves, wide-eyed at what they had witnessed. Balaam mounted again, but this time with a trembling heart. His donkey walked quietly, her steps steady, as though nothing extraordinary had happened. Yet Balaam knew the truth. He owed his life to the very creature he had despised and beaten. God had shown him a mirror of his own blindness. A prophet, one who was supposed to see, had been unable to perceive what even a donkey had seen plainly. This encounter would forever haunt him, a reminder that status, knowledge, and reputation mean nothing if one cannot humble themselves before the living God.